You won't go get highlights because it's stating what's
on the show. What was said about me? 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 What did you hear me and please say about
you like white money skin color? You like CSD?
And you were confused about my beauty because you were actually stupid on that show.
Never says. Anyways, before I even start talking about this reunion and everything, please, if you're Nigerian and you're watching this video, do ensure to collect your PVC, your voter's card. If you've lost yours before, I'm going to drop a link down below in the description box where you can actually get on a new one. So I really want to advise all Nigerians watching this video, if you're a fan of the TWTS, you will know that we are also bothered and concerned about the things that go on in the country. And if we don't have the right government, I mean, we won't be able to watch Big Brother Naija comfortably from the comfort of our home. So please do ensure you get your voters card so that you can vote in 2023 for the actual absolute leader. Anyways, let's get to it. Today's reunion was boring. Honestly, I really found it boring, although there were lots of bars, bows, and but it was still boring. Welcome back, guys. So on today's show, it was centered around BOMA, especially. It was like the main highlight of today's show. But at the beginning of the show, Ebuka played clips of Peace and Ari. First of all, having Peace, Ari, Jackie B, and some other people. They were having a conversation in the garden, and obviously it was a gossip. They were talking about somebody, I can't remember who. Then the second clip was her and Ari. They were talking about BOMA and other people in the house. And then Ebuka said, what was that all about to Peace? And Peace said she came out of the house and people painted the narrative that she's a gossip. And like, if talking to her friends means gossiping, then she owns it that she gossips and she's a gossiper. Yes, she's a gossiper. If talking to her friends, yes. And she said most people did that on the show. Most people had conversations with their friends that nobody else knew about, and it's like, oh, don't tell anybody, oh, don't tell anybody. And so she doesn't find that as gossiping because she's just gisting with her friends. And according to her, it was the period of the wild card. Everybody, it was a task, and everybody were trying to get their head on the task. And so there's no way now you're trying to figure out who the wild card is, and you don't have to talk about the person you're suspecting and the way the person is behaving, because everything they have strings attached to one another. And that was what she said in her defense. And Nini and
gossip. I guess I'm a gossip. That's it.
Do you think everybody did that?
Absolutely.
Then she said that's how she talks with her friends, like when she gists with her friend. And then Nini uttered, Nini was murmuring in the background. She said something like, that's how you and Ari talk now, when you talk about me when you are alone.
I'm just saying, Nini, what was said about me on the show? What was said about me? What was said about in a sink?
And Peace is like, please, did you see anywhere on the show where I and Ari talked about you? Please tell me. Like, speak up. When did I and Ari ever talk about you on the show? Can you give me everything? Like, what are you saying? And Nini goes numb, and I'm like, come, what's with you, this Nini girl? You've cleared your issue with Ari, and you said it's just because of a comment. Abby, yesterday they gave you all the time in the world to talk about what happened with you. You said nothing, you just saw a comment on cross page and you are upset about that, and you feel that Nini is not, Ari is not on your side anymore. Now you are saying another thing that they were gossiping about you. If you have anything, this is the best place to clear the reunion. Like, Nini, just pick up what is on your mind. What do you have on your mind that you want to say to Peace and Ari? Say it and stop giving us all those. And if you know you cannot say, just shut up, and when they're having other issues, don't bring yourself into it, because there was no way she was involved in this. But my point is, Peace gossiped a lot, like terribly, and it was all this abosi. Like, I don't think what she's saying can justify what she did on the show. She was doing that a lot. She can legit sit with you, eat with you, laugh with you, and go behind your back and say things about you. That is a distasteful character, and I would not even try to put words for it and say, oh, it is justified. I can't even justify what she did. And she has owned up to be the gossip girl. Please give her a crown. Let's move on to the next set of people in the picture, BOMA and Queen.
You say I did something.
So who said that about you?
I think it was Queen that said that, yeah, you had that conversation.
Because you're married, people don't see things outside. I'm gonna say it as it is. The Tiger's like a fish fin.
I'm telling the house that I was forcing myself. Why would you do that?
And so apparently they had a question game, and I don't know who asked the question. according to BOMA, it was Pere, and Pere did not say otherwise, that it wasn't the one. So the issue on ground was that Queen advised Tega that they said something about Tega that BBNAIJA is fishy, smells like fish and stuff like that during the game. And obviously, yes, it was a game, you're supposed to say something, and that's what Pere said. And Queen thought that it was BOMA that said it, and she just advised Tega that, babe, don't let them make jokes about this thing. It's a joke here, but people outside the house might actually think that something has happened. For him to say that type of thing, something has obviously happened. And like, it's such disrespect that me, that I'm not even married, if someone says that type of thing to me, I will not take it. And so she was advising Tega. Queen was like, she's surprised that BOMA knows, because I mean, obviously Tega was the one that went to tell BOMA, because they only had that conversation. 3 of them only had that conversation, her, Tega, and Angel, and then BOMA knows about it. And I just feel like, yes, BOMA and Tega are friends, yeah. Other time too, when they were talking about the issue, Angel, Queen, and Tega had a discussion. Tega was the same person that went to deliver speech to BOMA, and I'm like, it's irritating. Your girls cannot even talk to you or advise you. You're going to tell the boy, like, does it make sense? Anyways, that's her problem. She tried to deny the fact that she was not the one that told BOMA, but Queen made it known to us that there were only 3 people there: Tega, BOMA, and Angel. So who could have told BOMA? But anyways, Queen's issue was that, see, I advised Tega on this, and that's because she's the married man. I just gave her my advice out of my own man. And then BOMA starts yelling at her. He stood up. You ain't no fine village girl. I'm like, see, to me, BOMA is aggressive. Queen was sitting down, like, this issue is not that deep. You clear the air, like, clear the air. You don't have to be all, I don't know, you don't have to. I feel like he's even the one looking for her, like, because he was saying something like, you're looking for her. But I feel like with the way he was raising his voice and trying to shout, and I just felt like he was the one looking for highlights, in my opinion. So he was just saying, you want to use me to chase clouds, you're forcing yourself on me. And Queen kept quiet, because if I was Queen, I'll be having headache. It got to a point that Queen could not take it anymore, and she stood up and like, BOMA, see, just, and Queen said, no problem, but the way you are saying it, safe, somebody would think that I'm being possessive, and that's not the case. She cleared him that day. I remember they even had an argument, and she walked out. And then that same day, BOMA goes to different people and told them, like, if you have corrected some, even if she actually did it safe, out of say she like you, and good, I had to say she like you told her, she said, okay, no problem. You still went ahead to be telling other housemates, the babe just, they dragged me, she just, they drag. That was when I started, like, what did they do this on? Who you be? Like, that's what I was just like in my mind, like, why would you be spreading such a thing? Like, it doesn't even make sense. What's the pride in that? And he told more than one person. He was like, this Queen, every time she go there, first accept for me. So it was not that said, you tell me, say you like 3 guys. Like, she told you, obviously, that means she's not after you, and not, she doesn't want you. It's not like she wants to be in you. So Queen basically just cleared the narrative that she was pushing herself to BOMA, or she was forcing herself to BOMA. That yes, so BOMA came to meet her when she came to the house. And when she now started saying all this, BOMA's voice was now calm. Was not saying, because Queen said, yes, you've even reminded me, because when I entered the house, you came to meet me that let's chill and vibe. And I feel like BOMA was just playing games with the girls in the house. He wanted to paint that narrative that he's the ladies' man in the house. And so other girls would be, that girls are dying for him and fighting. I think that was the narrative he was trying to paint. But oh well, that's his game and good for him. But then, I like the fact that Queen came out and cleared every other narrative that other people were having, because I mean, a lot of people felt, if you didn't watch the show properly, if you just enter when BOMA is gossiping about Queen to somebody, you would think that Queen is a very desperate person. But anyways, she was able to clear that up. And while they were even like still sorting their issues, and BOMA was saying, you too, this one, Beatrice now said, I have something to say. I said, They did not ask her. Ebuka did not say, Beatrice, this happened. Would you understand? She said, I have something to say.
BOMA was telling some housemates that he finds me irritating to understand.
I think I said, you won't go get like, because it's stay 2 weeks for us.
I stay 2 weeks. You stay 2 weeks and we're fucking better than you.
Stay with you.
And I feel like it's something that accumulated anger that she has been keeping. You know, she has maybe, when you see somebody said something about you on the show, you can't wait to face the person in reality. And that was what happened. She said, hey, I want to say something. And she said, the way she started off, it was like, why is this one? It was looking like this one just wants to chase clout. Then I was just like, Auntie, be calming down now. It's just talk to him. Don't you ever. It was funny because it came out of nowhere. But then she was making a point, and maybe she expected people to back her up because obviously people knew what BOMA did. But nobody backed her up, and she was getting more pain. And you know, she's very bad at expressing herself. The way she was expressing herself made her look stupid to me. If she had expressed herself in a more would I say more well-mannered way, I don't know how to put it. If she had expressed herself in a more subtle way, I feel like her points would have been heard. But because of the way she came out, people just took her as a joke, like this one just wants to chase clout, or this one is looking for highlight. That's probably what audience, because I mean, when she was talking to BOMA, that she was saying BOMA used to say things that when she came out of the house, she watched a clip where BOMA was saying he found that he irritating. Meanwhile, while she was in the house, BOMA and BOMA were very close, and like BOMA liked her. BOMA was the one that liked her, like he could not get his eyes off her. And then when she left, he was telling people that she's irritating. That what was his reason? And he said yes, she's irritating. That one day she was okay, and the next day he asked her, how are you? And she flared up, and she was like, that didn't happen. It's lame. But she was like, BOMA said terrible things behind her back, which she found very annoying. And BOMA started again with the insults. Like, this guy, must you always be aggressive? Like, must you? He started, who you be? You know, get this, you just want to come chase class for this place. They shall exchange insults, and he said a lot of things to bitches. This is why I just started laughing that these people will not kill. Which one is 1 naira acting? Summary, their drama was boring, irrelevant, and honestly, they could do better. But then, Beatrice has a point, because really, BOMA was very terrible character in the house. The game he was trying to play was a script or whatever. I didn't like it at all from the beginning. He came with the whole okra thing. He was a snake, because he would legit have something to do with you. Don't tell anybody. He goes out and tells somebody. He does something with you, he goes out and says, like, he was everywhere talking about this person. I see it. And for a man, it's worrisome. It's something that he should be worried about, because I was like, why are you talking everywhere? Like, why are you everywhere in every girl's business? Like, must you talk about them? Must you kiss and tell? Do you understand? So basically, I feel like Beatrice had a point, but she didn't just portray it in a way. And what I find irritating about this reunion is when they are insulting your fellow girl, you open your mouth and laugh. What's funny? Honestly, I'm irritated. And BOMA called Beatrice, said, you will look like man. And all of them started laughing. What's funny? He called Queen a village girl. All of them started laughing. Even the girls. No comportment, nothing. Like, you don't have your own, each of you. Like what's the exciting part that somebody's calling your friend or your fellow housemate? Like, what's funny? Just keep your neutral. Like, it's not funny. Even me as a viewer, I'm not finding it funny. I don't know how you can see that they are laughing. Like, what's funny? So all this their bossy laughter is just, that place is just full of hypocrisy, toxic. I mean, really, today's environment was just toxic. I was just looking at all of them like, these people are just very weird set of housemates. But anyways, we've come to the end of today's review. Tomorrow there will be a lot more to unfold. My name is Okewumi, and if you've watched this video to this point, please do subscribe, like, share to as many people that are interested in the show, and also leave comments. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think won this round? Who do you think was right? Who do you think was wrong? Who are you supporting? Who do you look forward to have head-to-head conversation? I want to know all of that down below in the comment section below. Like I said earlier in today's video, do not forget to get your PVC. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.